What's up, people? It's Black Hole Gaming, and I have another video. It's been a while, but this video is interesting because I think it got released today. Today's the 8th, right? Yeah. Revealed today by Square Enix, which I am actually doing a project on for school. They revealed that their next installment in the Deus Ex series is true and is coming. And apparently, they revealed that the game's name is called Mankind Divided, Deus Ex Mankind Divided, which is a sequel to Deus Ex Human Revolution, planned for PC, PS4, and Xbox One, which sets Jensen against a new cadre of biomechanically augmented freedom fighters, international politicians, and Illuminati stunned. Illuminati confirmed in this game. Illuminati all day. So that's awesome. And apparently there is already a lot to know about the next part of the game. And there will be more details on this article that I'm reading. I will put the description, the link to the article in the description, which also has the video in there at the site. So I will go over some of the stuff. So, apparently Human Revolution's final hours held some fairly catastrophic events. Regardless of what final choice you made at the end, Square Enix Montreal isn't saying what ending did it, but what ending will it build from, and it won't read your old saves. So, spoiler alert, augmented people around the world were sent on a brief rampage. The Panchaea, I think I said it right, geoengineering plant was destroyed, and the Illuminati, son. This game is all about the Illuminati. That's why the A in human is a triangle, not an A, which is pretty funny. And they successfully pinned both events on transhuman terrorism. Which means Jensen failed. The world is turned against all augmented people because he couldn't stop the Illuminati, I think he was working for them. So, as Mankind Divided begins, Jensen signed up with Task Force 29, international police organization dedicated to fighting augmented groups that are chafing against their new position on the bottom of the social order, or to use the terminology of those on top, terrorists. But serving with Task Force 29 is largely means to a more familiar end. Keep reading. Jensen knows firsthand that he doesn't have what he'll need to take down the Illuminati yet, but by joining Task Force 29, he will receive access to the top-of-the-line augmentations, weaponry, support personnel, great health coverage. Seriously, good medical is pretty important when your body's liable to start rejecting your arsenal of cybernetic implants. That kind of makes sense. As he works for the task force, Jensen secretly feeds information to anti-Illuminati organization called the Juggernaut Collective. The collective is composed of hackers, activists, and other sorts of people who are inclined to believe that an ancient shadow government runs the world. Unfortunately, Jensen can't trust the members of either group, so he's kind of like on his own, and they'll often give him conflicting goals as he embarks on assignments around the world. So kind of like Far Cry, with what they do with Amida and what's his name? I think his name is Sabal. It's like you kind of have to choose one or the other, and there's no middle road for it. Deus Ex series has always walked its own path by letting players walk down their own path. Instead of proceeding down a first-person corridor full of post-pounding scripted events, it's more open world. So you can try and sneak into enemy compounds with some handy stealth augments, or, like sneaking through vents, having stealthier footsteps, not being able to be heard by other people, or even talk your way through them like a civilized human being, kind of like with the choices in Deus Ex Human Revolution, when you had the choices to talk to people and had different choices, kind of like an RPG, which is good. Mankind Divided will push the freedom even further with stealth options that refine Human Revolution's well-crafted sneaking. One surprisingly important tweak is the holographic indicator of your last known location, which makes it easier to give guards the runaround. More talkative players will also find their social exploits, including talking on side quests from locals, are much more likely to show up and potentially bite you in the butt later on in the story. So be careful when you're talking in the game, or you might die. Unfortunately, all the social and stealth options previously came at the cost of really solid feeding combat. With Mankind Divided, Square Enix Montreal is trying to make the guns blazing approach more of an entertaining option of its own than just backing up for when your other plans go pear-shaped. To that end, the whole thing will just be quite a bit smoother. You can adjust all of your weapon settings on the fly using a quick overlay, kind of like in the last game, except the last game I think was like a slight pause menu. If I remember correctly, I haven't played the game in a while. You can change your hotkey to augment abilities at a glance, and more parts of the environment will yield under your fire, which I'm guessing they'll use the touchpad on the PS4 for that kind of thing, to be able to switch between things quickly. So if you plan to go Robo Rambo, you will need that enhanced combat compatibility. Enemy forces are meant to be much better at coordinating their attacks, which is flanking. They'll be able to flank you a lot better, and using augment or other tools of their own as well, because they're also augmented, because they're trying to stop people from, I think, pressurizing them to stop augmenting. Hostile forces will also have a lot more variety, setting Jensen against augmented humans, exoskeleton wearing cops, so kind of like Call of Duty, and killer mechs as well. Next one. There, not only will there be hostile forces, but you won't need to worry about slogging through another set of protracted, incongruously inflexible boss encounters, kind of like that one boss. That first boss was annoying. I could barely beat him. I died maybe like 4 times when facing him. He killed me like 4 times. Human Revolution's original bosses didn't really let you sneak around or try to resolve things peacefully. Your only option was to dart around and gradually wear down their health bars. Even though Square Enix Montreal takes full responsibility for Human Revolution's boss battles of attrition, they were actually contracted out to an external developer in interest of shipping the game on time. The boss encounters in Human Revolution's Missing Link DLC and the Human Revolution Director's Cut were handled in-house and were much better about letting players fight on their own terms. So that's good to know that they actually switched developer to in-house in order to rectify the situation for when it came out on PC. I think they came out at the same time, or at least to update it to make it better, more suitable for people to play. So expect the climactic battles of Mankind Divided to follow in the example of that. And now there's even better stuff to come around. Augments in Mankind Divided work basically the same way they did in Human Revolution, with additional abilities unlocking by earning or receiving praxis kits, upgraded with experience points and powered by bioenergy. You won't have to worry quite so much about conserving bioenergy this time around, as a fraction of it will regenerate Dishonored style, but you won't be able to lean on them exclusively to get the job done. You still may be tempted because Mankind Divided includes twice as many augmentations as Human Revolution, which is good. I liked the augmentations from the last game. It actually gave the game some difference. New gadgets enhance every avenue of play, from a mark and track optics system that lets you keep an eye on distant enemies to hand-mounted Tesla darts that let you silently incapacitate foes, to a bullet-deflecting Titan shield that can materialize at a moment's notice, and a nano blade, which can be shot like a crossbow, which would be pretty cool and badass. And shoot somebody across the room with a crossbow, and his friends all go over there. But that's all there is known about Deus Ex Mankind Divided so far from this site, Games Radar, that I've read. No release date yet, but in the future there will be one. Obviously, they have a trailer, which is more of a cinematic CGI trailer. It seems. I didn't see the trailer yet, but you let me know. And when I play stealth games, I think of like Splinter Cell, things like that. And when I played Deus Ex for the first time, I thought that overall as a stealth game, it was better than most stealth games that I played. In the comments below, I'd like to know what you guys think is your favorite stealth game, if you have one, and if you're gonna get Deus Ex, Mankind. I can't even remember the name. Mankind Divided. And also, I want to know if any of you got Deus Ex Human Revolution and played that. So just let me know in the comments if you played Deus Ex Human Revolution, if you're gonna get Mankind Divided, and what's your favorite stealth game. So keep it swaggy. Peace out all day, every day, and see you guys in the next video. Peace.